Hi everybody, this is Yeli, and today is you know what, funny story. I always forget to check what day it is, and then I'm looking at my planner to kind of figure that out. So Sunday was day 62, Monday 63, and today is Tuesday, so it's day 64. Anyway, if you've been following my channel, you know that I am getting a rash on the injection site with Mounjaro, and I'm gonna give you guys an update on that. So, quick recap. I started so I had 6 shots, so that's 6 weeks at 2.5. And, you know, other than mild itchiness on the injection site, there was absolutely no reaction. But when I titrated up to 5, I did start getting a rash. And that rash was so mild the first time that I quite didn't notice that I had it. But the second time, it was itching. So that's when I realized it, and it was like a 2.5 inches sized rash because it was quite big. So I was putting some cream that my allergist told me on it, because it is contact dermatitis. I am having an allergic reaction to an ingredient in Mounjaro. And it could also be possibly Tirzepatide. Who knows? Who knows? Because what my allergist told me, and that's the update I have right now, is that other than something that causes sometimes irritation and what's in there, the other things are not things that normally produce an allergy. So it's either that thing that causes irritation that I am having an allergic reaction to, because contact dermatitis is that, an allergic reaction to something. You know, other than that, there's basically Tirzepatide, right? So what he said was, I don't feel comfortable with you continuing this. And you know, I'm actually like glad and happy that I did tell him, and I told also my my endocrinologist. So I'm also encouraging all of those of you out there that are getting this rash, because I saw a lot of people on TikTok that are getting it, to let your doctors know, because they are the ones who escalate this to Eli Lilly, and they can further investigate, because maybe if they're using something that's causing it, and they can modify their formula, or maybe not use that if they're going to come out with a new thing, right? I mean, it's going to be beneficial for all of us. So anyway, long story short, and first of all, like, I am not a doctor. I'm just sharing my experience, what my doctors have told me. And if anything that I'm saying resonates with you, please have a conversation with your doctor yourself, because like, that's the way to go, right? And I run everything by my doctors, and I don't want to be risking things, because listen, I know some of you have been like, you should have not said anything. Well, I don't quite feel comfortable not saying anything, because if this is something that can have other types of repercussions, then what am I going to wait for it to flare up to that amount of time until there's nothing else that can be done? Like, I'm not going to wait for that. And I've had my process, accepting this and being like, okay, I'm feeling great on Mounjaro. My sugar is doing great. If anything, like, I would have definitely like done my last 5 milligram shot today, because today is injection day, and I would have traded up if I had not had this issue, because what I've been seeing is that the last 3 days of the 5 milligram, my sugar has been going up like it did when I was in 2.5, right? And yes, the food chatter goes, is more present the last few days. But like I said in my last video, I'm not letting food chatter be the one that's going to determine to titrate, because like my sugar is the one that's going to determine that. And if I'm seeing like my sugar just escalate and escalate, maybe that means that I'm ready for the next dose. So anyway, I did talk to my doctor. She called me and we went over a few ideas, and she knows my allergist. She's in touch with him, and she really wants to get to the bottom of it. My allergist just doesn't know if he's going to be able to test for everything, but if it's possible, then wonderful, right? That's what we're going to do, even if I'm changing. So my doctor did say to change to Ozempic. She is concerned, however, if there's something or part of something. You know how sometimes the inactive ingredients are compositions of a mix of elements. So if there's like one of those isolated elements that's giving me the reaction, and it's also part of another inactive ingredient in Ozempic. So anyway, if I don't change, we won't know, because allergies sometimes are like a detective work, because it's you gotta kind of get to the bottom to what is giving that reaction. So before my reaction escalates to the point where I cannot even test anything, like, I prefer to change and switch. Am I a little bit sad that I am losing what I've known from Mounjaro and been able to be comfortable with? Yes, of course I am. But hey, I still have another option. And I got my prescription yesterday, so my doctor was wonderful. She sent it immediately. The pharmacy had it ready immediately. Like, I called the pharmacy just to double check, because they had a refill for me for Mounjaro already filled. So I was just because my insurance had told me that. Listen guys, when I was asking my insurance, I think they said that if I filled it with them, it was not covered, and it was like a $3,000 payment or something. And I was like, what? Yeah, because I think this thing has 8 weeks, so it has double the dosage. But anyway, I was like, what? However, if I fill it with the specific pharmacy of the hospital through which I get my insurance, then zero copay. So they had to take away the Mounjaro refill and, just kind of let that go and do this one. But when I called to kind of tell them that we were in that situation, they had already sorted everything out. So I went and picked it up, and I'm excited that I've got this and that I already have 8 weeks. So, and I have one refill on this. So if this works, I have my one refill right already done, and the box is looking cruddy because I took all my personal information out from it. So with this, I'm changing to Ozempic. I was on 5 milligram Mounjaro, and now I am on 0.25 Ozempic. And I'd rather, since I was still on a lower dose on the other medicine, I'd rather start with this one lower dose, even if that means that these 4 weeks are kind of going to be a setback in terms of the progress that I had made. I'm hoping it's not going to be. And if anything, what I'll do is I'll just eat less carbs, because my nutritionist did say that I was allowed like 30 carbs per meal or something like that, 30 to 40. But I've been sticking to 20. Did she say 25 to 40? I don't know. I have it written down, but I've been sticking to 25 per meal, because I really don't want to go over my carb allotment too much, because I know that carbs are not the best thing for diabetics, and I've experienced it when I did keto. But I also know that these medicines do lower my blood sugar, so I do need some carbs, because I don't want to go into a hypoglycemic event. And last night my CGM monitor beeped at 3 a.m. because I supposedly had low sugar. That lasted a couple of hot minutes. That was it. and then it started going back up again. So I didn't take anything. By the time I was able to get up, go to the restroom, because I really needed to go to the restroom, then washed my hands, pricked my finger. By the time I was done with that, my sugar was actually 120, so it wasn't really low. However, I do have to say something. So by the time I pricked my finger, it was already going up on my continuous glucose monitor. And from what I've read, don't quote me on this, I think they have like a 5-minute delay as to what's going on in the blood. So the finger prick can be give you a reading, and then like 5 minutes later, that's the reading you kind of going to get on your continuous glucose monitor. And sure enough, like before I went to bed, I looked at it again, and I was already at 120, 21 or something, like very similar to my finger pricking reading, and it had been like 3-4 minutes or 4 or 5 minutes. So I was like, okay, so this thing is doing its job, and this thing is working well. So anyway, yeah, you have to avoid those, right? Because sugar going low like that is never good. And I don't even know why that happened. Maybe I didn't eat enough carbs for dinner. I don't know what. But again, that's what I'm saying. I can't go completely zero carbs because I am also on metformin, right? The one thing I did not ask my doctor is, since I am lowering the dose to 0, like loading dose again with Ozempic, I forgot to ask her if I should pick up that nightly metformin again. But you know, I'll be looking at my sugar because I have a continuous glucose monitor, so I can monitor all of that. And I'll keep you guys posted. It's going to be an interesting experience because injecting this thing is a whole different ball game. I really love the auto inject pen. I hate injections. The fact that Mounjaro put the needle, like I just pressed the button and the needle went in, that was great. In this one, I have to put the needle in. I guess I'll get used to it. I've been on the benefit of these medicines for so long now that I'm willing to try it. At first, like when she mentioned Ozempic first, and that you would put a needle in, and I'm like, no, definitely not. That's not for me. But now that I've done it with the auto injector pen, I think this is going to be okay. I think this is something that I can do. And I was concerned because some people say that they do better with Mounjaro than Ozempic, but I've also been hearing some people that say they do better with Ozempic than Mounjaro. So anyway, you know, I don't know what it's going to be for me. I guess we'll find that out, and I hope you stick around to find that out with me, right? And even if I'm not going to be doing Mounjaro videos anymore because I'm going to be on Ozempic, at least I hope we are sharing enough of the same things that we can definitely continue this journey together. Because like, I mean, for some of you guys, like I love interacting with you in the comments, so thank you for being here. And I guess I'll keep you guys posted. I don't know if I'm gonna add like a little clip here of me prepping the pen or not. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate it if you like my videos, to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, and all that good stuff that tells YouTube that my channel is worth showing to other people. And also, guys, you know, I love you guys being part of the tribe, and we're all here supporting each other, doing this together. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.